Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 3. Hello, Alison.
Hi Sam, how are you?
Very well, thank you. As you can see, we're zooming it. Got a few things on. I don't have a car this week, and I've also got a body corporate meeting on today. It's very exciting, isn't it?
I've got a haircut and I have a filthy thing going on in my backyard. I've got renderers and I've got a dog who gets very stressed when there's workmen. So she's been having vomiting and diarrhea. So that's awesome fun. So that's why I'm not leaving the poor little poppet. Now, I don't like it when people organise their lives around their pets. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And yet here we are.
Here you are. So anyway, let's talk about week 3. Today is 344. I'm going to go straight in there and say that I had a fabulous weekend. We went to Brisbane this weekend. Ben and I, my husband, just relaxed, potted around, didn't really do anything, sat in the sun for a bit on this really awful winter day. Look at that.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, oh, see, watching. Look at you go. Like, oh, we didn't do much. I saw where you were on a rooftop pool, looking out over the mall. If you don't mind.
Yeah, yeah, that was nice. And then we went over to South Bank where the beaches are, and we found after we'd had a wander around and a bit of a potter, we found a beautiful we spot in this bar where the sun was just setting, and it was just it's one of those where you just sit there and you're like, because the sun is just so beautiful on you. And I do love a sunset and a sunrise. Anyway, so other than that, this week, as we said last week, I'm attempting to learn Canva to do the videos a little bit better, I suppose. Get a bit of an introduction, a bit of an ending, maybe that kind of stuff. And I'm finding it very difficult. Now, I'm finding it difficult for a couple of reasons. One, all my devices have got Canva and they all are doing different things. So I don't quite know how to organize that. So I just closed the computer and don't worry about that. Two, I'm
Uh,
very aware that I'm quite computer illiterate, quite tech illiterate. And
Sam, stop.
huh? You don't think
You just said I'm attempting to learn Canva. You are learning Canva, and in fact, you're getting better and better every day. And
that's language?
also, you are great at learning new things. And computers are just a new thing.
Well, this is
You're
it.
not illiterate.
I'm not well, feels like at the moment. It is a new thing, and this is so I've become quite overwhelmed with it. And then what happens for me is when I get overwhelmed, I I have to do a job that I can complete, hence the washing. Because I put a load of washing on, it will do, I can bring it out, and then I can put it away, and that's a job done.
Yeah.
So what I'm finding with Canva is that it's very new. It's a new step by step. I understand that it is actually very easy. I've watched videos and stuff, and I can see that once you master the process, it's actually going to be a very, very straightforward, simple process. And however, just at this moment in time, I'm realizing how consciously incompetent I am at these steps. And
Yeah.
so it is just that big learning curve. And so then there becomes an overwhelm. And then, like I say, everything else kind of falls away.
Mm.
So
And listen to that, a big learning curve.
I know, but it does feel like it. Does
And I'm
feel like
sorry to be pulling you up because I know that we know all of this stuff, but it's just really interesting to watch you go through something where you don't feel is your thing. Like that washing. Did you know how to do the washing when you were two?
all that.
You didn't
Uh,
know when you're 2 years old.
no, but I did probably did do it from about 3.
Yeah. But the thing is that's all that learning is, right? And we know this. It's just doing a thing where you don't know how to do it and you do it again and again. But it's the small, like if it feels like a big learning curve, then, you know, and I know you know this, I'm not at all having to go at you because, of course, but it's just like just chunk it down into the smaller little things because I've seen some of the stuff that you're doing and that's far and away. Like that's, I cannot even tell you this. Remember when we started Chick Click 2016? I don't even know if you knew how to turn your computer on. No, you knew how to turn your
I'm a long
computer.
life, haven't I?
Right. And so you think about all the things that you've set up where you've linked things, where you've linked like PayPal and Stripe payments and like there's been so many things that you've done where before you would have just not even. like wouldn't even gone to it. I think you used to sometimes tell me that you hadn't received the email, and I'm like, isn't it in folder? Just look for it, because you like, how we do that thing where we're like, can't find it, and we go into that panic. Well, and I'm saying me, that's what I do if I can't do it immediately. And I think that you and I probably are both like to know stuff.
Yeah, I would absolutely say that, especially with sports, if I can't grasp a sport within the first 5 to 10 minutes, I'm not playing
Not
it.
doing it. Yeah.
No.
So you've just been really lucky in your life when you really think about it that you happen to be good at a whole bunch of stuff very quickly. Because think about people who aren't, right, who don't have that and have that tenacity to keep at it, and they've got a different structure, whereas you've been naturally like good at many, many things. And so therefore you've gone, well, I'll just go and do those ones. And those other ones, I would like them.
Yep. Yep. Just ignore doing them.
Yeah.
Hence, I want to ignore the Canva and go into the washing. But
Yeah.
however,
But you're doing it. So
this is, and we've got 344 days left. Um, and by the time that there, I'll be a whiz. I'll be making a YouTube video on how you can do Canva. It goes out there, and there are some fabulous ones that you can
yeah,
find.
not crazy though. Not a crazy idea to show it for how people who feel like they're, what did you say, computer illiterate. I mean, there's, look at those books, Canva for Dummies or whatever they are. Like that's a multi-million-dollar industry. So, the accessibility and your ability to be vulnerable and admit that you haven't known all the steps and yet you've kept your head down because you value it highly enough. That's to be commended for a beginning, because I'm actually surprised that you haven't thrown your hands up and just sent it all to me and said, you sort it out. And I don't know it either, but I'm with Canva. I'm scared of some other things where I won't try and whatever else. But with Canva, I don't care. I just press buttons.
Mm.
And so I don't have energy on getting that wrong. Whereas talk to me about some other things that I care about getting wrong. Well, that's another story. So isn't it interesting to think about that skill though, to be take that across?
Mm.
So take a skill in another area where you're okay to be wrong and you're okay to learn and whatever, and see if you can bring that over into Canva, or for whatever. Like for me, accounting, bring some of those skills bring my Canva skills over to the accounting area, and I might be a lot better at managing finances and taxes and all of those things. But I'm scared of that, so I could do that with that one. And I think my accountant sometimes sends me messages in all caps: "Do not ignore this email."
Yeah, that's right. She's shouting. She's
But the
telling
thing
you.
is, but it's not even true. Sometimes if I ignore it long enough, she just does it for me. So anyway.
Right. What about you?
Anyway, I want to probably talk about my failures. And so I think I might have been talking last week about how I was doing checklists. And so I've got all my things. So, I've got my big goals of the things that I want to achieve. And so I've broken them down into monthly, weekly, and daily tasks that will move me in that direction. So I was all there. Got these beautiful little checklists with like little, you can tick them off because I love to tick box. And day one, I'm going to say, yep, tick them all. Day two, tick them all. Day three, missed a couple, got a bit busy that day maybe. Day four, not many things ticked at all. And as the week goes on, I think one night that was in the early stages was 9:30 at night, and one of my things is to walk for 10 minutes. Now, that doesn't sound like very much, but it hasn't been ticked on some of the days. So this day I went, oh, no, I've got to go for a 10-minute walk. And so we just went around the block and legged it and did it exactly 10 minutes to get it done. And then other days I went, nah, can't do that. And so my reflection on that after the week is these little tick boxes are probably a little bit of a good idea about my true values, because DeMartini would tell us that, right? We do what we value. And so some of the things I've been very good at, taking my supplements every day, doing my sun salute, doing the post for this, they're ticked off every single day, and then some others aren't. So it's an opportunity now for me to rejig it. Either do the thing you don't feel like doing and just get it done.
Yeah.
Just freaking do it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't feel like it.
Yeah.
And maybe even more if you don't feel like it, perhaps, because that's just do it. Because none of these things are arduous. They're very fast.
Yeah.
Well, some are longer than others, but mostly the daily ones are quite simple. And the other thing is to just go back and have a review of those goals and see whether or not they are true goals or whether they're just fantasies that I like to talk about and say that I would love to have. Like at the moment, like I said, my backyard's a tip, because one of the things on the goals is to have our backyard renovated. We're getting essentially a new pool, and it's not even bugging me in normally I get annoyed with stuff. I mean, I don't love the music that the renderers are playing today. That's a bit rank. But outside of that, um, I'm just going, oh, well, it'll get done. I don't need to be involved in all of these minute steps, just as long as I've made my decisions ahead of it. Whereas oftentimes, if it's Nathan doing the building, I get quite rushy and wanting him to work into the night and let's get this thing done now. Whereas it's like, it was outside my control. I've put the steps in place and now just step away and allow the process to happen, which probably is a lot of this stuff, right? If we follow the process, then it will happen.
Mhm. Mhm. And
Cool,
also,
get it done. That's a point.
you were saying about, some of the things aren't hard on your list.
Yep.
So, like you said, have a review of them. And if you feel that the thing you want to do, so let's say it's the 10-minute walk, then what do they say? Eat the frog? Is
Yeah.
it eat the frog? So
Yeah.
get that done. Like that's a yucky thing to do. Get it done first. Get it done
Yeah.
over with, or sandwich it. So pop your coin in the box because that feels good. Do your walk, then come back and do your sun salutation or whatever it is that you like to do. If that
Funny
is,
thing is, it's not even hard, and I like it when I do it. It's
yeah,
getting over the mental chit chat of I haven't got time to do that.
yes,
And the reason why I put it in there is
yeah,
because what I want for my
mhm,
life is to have an active, healthy body that can move, and I want to be able to go for walks when I'm 80. I'm
yeah,
not going for 10-minute walks when I'm 53. There's a fair chance that at 80 I'm not doing that,
yeah,
and so it's almost like it's a necessity, and yet because it's so easy, I'm not doing it, if that makes sense. So like, oh, 10-minute walk doesn't matter if I miss it or not. I'll just do 20 minutes tomorrow.
yeah,
Interesting. So anyway,
yeah.
they're my reflections that are going on there. Yeah, but eat the frog. Don't know if I'm going to do it first thing. I think there's certain times that I like to do it, and it's just so I've gone back and re-looked at these things, and I'm continuing to do that today, where I go in and actually put all of them in the calendar. I put the bigger tasks in the calendar in the default diary that we spoke about, but some of the little ones, like putting the coin in, I'm not going to put that in the diary. But maybe the walk, maybe the ones that I'm consistently missing, want to go in there anyway. The
Yeah.
checklist is right here, by the way. It's right on my desk. Like there's no and I have to look at the shame of not having it complete. So maybe that checklist needs to go somewhere else as well, not only on the desk because I can just not come into the office for a while. Maybe one on the fridge as well.
Yeah.
Just deciding, just strategy, just to see. I just love observing how we avoid.
Yeah.
Wait,
Well, and that's the thing, is it? So this week would be really cool. Go back, have a look. What are you avoiding? What are you challenged with? What is feeling overwhelming?
mm-hmm.
Uh, Break it down, like you said, step by step. Do you really want to do it? Is it something, Canva, the walking, that you're going to want to, that it's working towards a goal that's a bigger goal rather than the stress of right here and now? So think about the big picture
Yep, and
and
link it.
get it done.
Yeah,
Get it done.
yeah. All right.
Okay.
So
So
that's the word of the day.
yeah, get it done. So this
All right.
time next week, when we speak, we are going to discuss the got done.
All right. Sounds
Okay.
good. Accountability.
Accountability. Ciao,
All
everyone.
right. See you then.